So, guys, let's continue with the next part. uh, 1 minute, please. So, yep, 1 minute, please. So, guys, today's topic, I told you in my last class also. So, I have given you one task. Almost, I have given you the answer also, right? How to send the mail. Okay. But the way we write a playbook, or I can say the code from the Ansible of sending the mail has some kind of I can say security flow. Not as actually a security flow, but there's some kind of security risk I can say we have in the code. Okay, so what kind of a security risk we have in the code of sending the mail, and this sending the mail is one of the example, guys. But the concept I'm going to explain you today will fit in few more scenarios. And to solve this challenge of security risk, okay, we have to come up with one more interesting topic that's called vault. And guys, vault is one of the concepts that we can use in the Ansible. But if you go for some other products or other technology also, most of product guys have a concept like a vault, and most of the time, guys, they also use the same term called vault over there. Okay, so first let's me explain you guys what challenge we have, and then we will move to the topic called vault. Okay, so but before I guys start this topic, let me take this one or two very small topic very commonly used in the Ansible playbook. Okay, then we move to our main topic called vault. So for this, guys, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to launch same controller node and the managed node. Okay, 1 minute, guys, let the node being launched, then we'll start the some basic concept. So one topic, guys, I would like to explain you before we move to the vault. The topic is, you know what, the one of the great feature in the Ansible or Ansible lack of product is called idempotence. And almost an idempotence, guys, is a feature come from the Ansible module. And almost all the modules work of a feature called idempotence. Okay, and you know what is idempotence? So for example, one of the module we have is called package. So whenever you use the package module, they go to your target node and see if the package is already installed or not. And if it is not installed, they install for you. But if the package is already installed, they won't run this code again, and then they won't again try to install the same software again. So finally, it will save your time and the CPU time. Okay, and this feature is called actually idempotence. So it's a great feature, you guys know. Almost all the module of the Ansible has this feature. Okay, but there's some more there's some module, I can say limited module, don't have this support by nature. And one of the common module of the Ansible, they don't have the idempotence uh, facility. The item for the facility is called command module. So by design, guys, command module don't have this feature. Okay, what I mean by this, let me take this topic. So today's plan, guys, if your module don't have item potent feature, especially if I talk about the command module, so how we can create our own item potent feature. That's one of the topic, guys. Because we like item potent feature, guys, because I don't want to invest my CPU time. Typically in we always say one term called time complexity. Okay, lesser time my code will have from the CPU, better the performance would be. Okay, so 1 minute, please. So IP is, guys, 155. So let me, guys, write one small code here to explain you what I'm talking about. So workspace maybe 16, and I'm writing guys one code here, c.yml, and I'm running against the host called 155. Okay, and one task I would like to run here that we very commonly use is called package task, and one of the package I would like to install here is called httpd. Okay, instead I want this software to be installed or present, I can say. Okay, and one of the tasks I would like to run here is called a command module, and the task in the command module is to run a command called date. Okay, so two tasks I am running, or two module I am using. The good thing about the package module is that has a capability of idempotency, but this one doesn't support idempotency by nature. Okay, so first let me run, then let me show you the output first, then I will explain you what exactly I am talking about and what exactly we are going to do today. Okay, so 1 minute, let me check the output. If you notice guys here, package module is come in green color. They say we have seen the software is already up to date, already installed, so we don't run this task again. But if you guys you see here the command module, they say green color. Output also change here. Output is okay. It change means something I've seen is not there, so I run for you. So that's okay for first time. But what I wanted next time, I would like to I would like to run the same code in the same system, but again run and again show the orange color. Okay, so it means guys, whenever you use the command module, they always run, and that's what actually we want actually. Okay, because the meaning of the command module is I want this command will go to IP 155, and this command will go and and they run over there. And obviously, guys, we are not looking for the software installation or file creation or service start. Okay, that's a thing that we can check and compare. We can check service is running or not. If not, run it. So that is a developer of this task, guys, has done for us to make this task or module idempotent. But if we want to see this date command is running or not, there's no meaning of this, guys. Command either run, either don't run. Okay, we means the command is always run on the runtime. So what I'm talking about technically here, okay, technically here, if you talk about the command modules, here we always run the commands like date command or cal command, right? And they always run on the runtime within the millisecond and the run, and that's all they have done. Okay, that's one thing. But my main point here is the two important point I would like to emphasize here is whenever you use a module called command, they run the command, and obviously I want whenever playbook run there's a date command or calendar command, cal command run for me. Or they always run because there's no way to measure that it's been run or not run. So there's no meaning to talk about as an idempotency. But the challenge you will face here is normally when you run the playbook, the playbook is very big, hundreds and thousands of tasks you write in the playbook. And when you run the playbook, mostly, mostly we see a final report. We see a final report. Okay, and in the final report we always see here how many field happen, how many thing is skipped with a ignore error, something like this, and how many change happen. And most of the time guys, we are so much interested in this report or in this I can say in this change. And if I see 10 change, it means we think in IP 155 there's 10 different things has been changed, and we might be sometimes curious why something has been changed, or we would like to try to investigate further. Okay, because for us changing means maybe they install some software, maybe they install some they start some services. So why the service stopped? Because we already run the same playbook. Okay, so changes is something, or maybe field is something very critical for us. But in your code, if you write a command module that normally we have to write most of the times, right? And we know they always run, and because they always run, they always change. Because they always change, they They always in the report they give me the number 1 or 10 times if you run the command mode 10 times. Okay, so if you don't want to confuse with this kind of command module with this kind of date command, and you want they won't present you in this, maybe they run, or because they run they always change, but I don't want this task will throw me this information they changed. They run the command, that's okay for us, but they don't show me this unwanted orange color and this much this kind of number here. Okay, otherwise in running the bigger task, we will see so much confusion while seeing this report. And for this guys, there's one keyword available that's called changed when. Okay, changed when, chang. And we'll ask this guy if this module change, that always change because they always run the date command. Here they won't change if the software is already available, but this will always change, means they always run. So if they change, run the command behind the scene. That's okay for us. But I just want just hide the message of the change. Don't show me. What I mean by this, if you show you the output, now what happened? Okay. So now guys, again the command module run. Again they run the date command, but this time it looks so much clear. It means now it look like this is like a idempotence, nothing is happened behind this. Yeah, something happened, we know, because we are the one who would write this code, but I don't want to confuse with the output, the 10 time command module run and 10 times the change. Okay, because you know what, the meaning of checking the changes only logical if you're seeing something, if you're comparing something, right? Here we are not writing any kind of sorry. Here we are not writing any kind of conditions here. If the do it command doesn't run, then show me this orange color, or show me the green color. There's no meaning of this, right? So because there's no condition, because somebody who write the package module write a condition for us, or because they write some condition for us behind the scene, who check the software installed or not, this makes logical sense to show you green color or the orange color here. But here there is no meaning to show the green or maybe orange color. So better not to be confused, directly write, say if something changed, that I know always change, but don't show me that orange color, just go normally in the flow. Okay, so guys, this is one of the use case of the change vein keyword. There might be some more use case guys of the change when we will discuss. Okay, but I just want to tell you one more use case about the command module, about the idempotence. Okay, by chance guys, date is one of the example. Whenever you run the command module, date command always run. But for example, if you would like to create a folder, so we have a command in Linux called mkdir command. Okay, let's say I would like to create a command called mkdir command is a command to create a folder or the directory. Or let's say I would like to create a folder called Linux World Ansible. Okay, so this folder I would like to create right now. Okay, but before guys I create this folder, let me show you, or let me give a smaller name here, Linux World 1. Okay, so in this guys, in my current system, if you run ls of an l command to see this folder is created or not, is not created. Okay, no such folder created, lw1. Okay, and I'm asking Ansible to create this folder. First of all guys, it is not good practice to use a command module. I told you, we always try to find does any module available in the Ansible who create a folder for me, like an intelligent module. Answer yes, it is there, the module called file module. So guys, it always good practice to use a module if it is created. But if the module is not created, the only way or the last gateway resort is use the command module. Okay, but just for a while, for this example, think the file module or module is not available. So only option left for us is to create a folder with the command module. Okay, but the challenge in the command module is not at all intelligence. Means whenever I run this playbook, they always run this command the way they did in the date command. But in date command, that's okay for me. But if they create this command again and again, you know what will happen next time? Let me show you. So let me run this playbook once. Actually, you have to see here. They will create a folder here. So there is no folder exist in IP155. Okay, and I'm running the command module. Okay, there's maybe some kind of warning is they also trying to tell you that you are using command module. Don't use the command module, try to use a file module. Because we have file module available to get the directory, but that's okay. This is just a helping or warning. The orange color means whatever we ask them to create, they have done for us. And finally, if you go to IP155, the folder created, there's no error come up. Okay, but the challenge guy here is, by chance in the same playbook, without any change, if you run one more time, let's see what happened. Okay, because I told you guys, command module is not intelligent. Whenever in the playbook, command module always run the command whatever they have in the front. And this time you see red color come up with a fatal error. It means some kind of exception come up. Entire code terminated. Okay. You know why the exception come up? It's not coming because of the command module. It's coming because of the nature of the mkdir command. Because in the Linux, if you use the mkdir command first time to create a folder, they will create for you. But same command, if you run one more time to create the same folder again, because you guys know we can't create a two folder with the same name, the same location in any of the ways. Okay, so if you run the mkdir command to get the same folder, that's Ansible playbook is doing. So mkdir command behind the scene send a written code or the exit code fail, means not success, and they give this kind of error behind the scene. This is one of kind of exit code or the written code that done. Okay, and same error behind the scene because Ansible run this command for us. So they send to Ansible. If you see here, cannot create this directory. And if you see here, maybe they might print the return code is not zero, is something else, means fail. And some written code doesn't come with zero, it means it's not successful. So finally, error come up or exception come up. Okay, or error come up. But I told you guys how to handle the exception. How to handle the exception. So you don't want the error come up. You can write here, ignore errors. I told you already multiple times, yes. So it won't terminate your code and they will skip the code. That's you guys know. But the interesting thing here is, right, you use ignore error. They skip this error, they go to the next task. If you have they won't terminate the code. If you see guys here, they ignore this error if some error come up. Okay, everything happen, everything working good, but but okay, here command module is not even working as a idempotence. Okay, so what I'm technically talking about finally in this example. In this example, guys, maybe let's say we don't have a module available to create the directory, and only option I've left is create the directory with the command, and we have to use command module. And by chance, we know in our command, if you use this command again and again, maybe second time, they will fail with the error. We can handle the error. That's a different point. But the overall point over here is command module is not working as idempotence. If we make this task as idempotence, idempotence, then then maybe we don't have to handle the error. Plus, it my code look more logical. So you know what I'm talking about. If we can create a code something like this, right? And we can say, uh, let's say this is the task number task A. So somehow we can create a code and say, before we run the task A, before we run the mkdir command, let's do one thing. Let's run one more task called B, for example. And what this task will do, in the task we have some conditions, or this condition will go and first check does this folder is available or not. If this folder is available, then skip this task, don't run this task, because if you run this task, mkdir has a nature, they will they will give the error and my program terminate. But if this folder is not exist, then we ask the A to run this task, and mkdir will go and create this folder for you. So as you know, guys, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create my code as an intelligent code, the way it is available in my other modules like package. But this guy has already given the intelligence behind the scene. But for the command module, we have to put our own intelligence. But only challenge is this condition we have to check per command basis because the folder available or not. For this, we have to write a different code. Software available or not, we have to use different code. Service running or not, we have to use different codes. There's the extra effort you have to do. Technically don't have to do much because mostly pack module already available, but in some of the use cases if it's not available, then we have to create. So finally, guys, my final point here is may not be sometime always useful, but I've seen if some kind of use case come up, then we have to do it. So finally, what I'm going to do, I'm going to convert my command module that is not at all intelligence for the command into intelligence. Means I would have to convert my command module as an item potency in nature. And how we can do this? For this, you should know one thing: what command you are going to run. And let's say we are going to run a command called mkdir. So you should know one thing in the mkdir command, because they are creating a directory. So what is a way, which way we can check the directory exists or not? And guys, if you want to check in your Linux the directory exists or not, we have to use a command called ls. Okay, for example, I want to check this directory is exist or not, ls command. And if this command, if this command give you this kind of error, it means this directory is not exist. But if this command give me this kind of output, it means this directory exists. So here I can use a help of ls command, or maybe I can use as ls, like we don't have to use have an l for long list. I can say does this directory exist? There is no output come up. It means this directory exists. If I use some other folder name, if you give this kind of warning or error, I can say error actually, it means this directory doesn't exist. Okay, so ls is the one command who can help me to find out this directory exists or not. Okay, but one more small thing, guys, here. As a human being, by looking at this error, we can tell this directory don't exist. But Ansible is not human being; they can't see my error like this. Okay, we have to use some other way to tell the Ansible that this error means this error means this directory doesn't exist. So you guys might know one concept in Linux, right? The concept is whenever you run any command, for example, date is a command. So in the Linux command prompt, guys, whenever you run any command, if the command runs successfully, behind the scene they send you one code called exit code, and you can print the exit code right now here with this symbol. So question mark is a variable, and dollar means this is the variable, and the value of variable is zero, means my exit code or the return code is zero. It means the last command that I run run successful. But if I run this command, okay, how I know this command runs successful or not? By chance, I know the ls command is the one who check my directory exists or not. But if this command give me error, it means in the Linux the directory is not exist. So if I ask the exit code of this command, right, they doesn't give me zero, and because they doesn't give me zero, it means the last command fail. Or why they fail? Because we can't use ls command on the directory that does not exist. So technically, what I'm talking about, guys, in the simple term here, okay, if you want to check, if you want to check from the coding, maybe Python, maybe from Ansible here, okay, that your directory exists or not, run the ls command, and after run the ls command, retrieve your exit code. And exit code is also known as return code. And if value of return code is not zero, it means directory won't exist. If directory won't exist, then I will use this concept. So if directory won't exist, go and ask, run the A task. If directory exists, don't go to ask, don't go to A and run the task. Something like this we have to do. So let me, guys, start writing the code. So only intention over here in this example is how we can make this task command mode task, especially for mkdir command. Because checking directory exists or not, we have ls command. But if you have a user created, command is different. If your service started, command is different. So every command to command, checking the command is working or not, we have a different command available. So that requires some extra knowledge of the Linux. Okay, so maybe you will have or you will have in the future. That's not important, but I just want to emphasize here: if something is not idempotent, how you can convert it. Okay, so for this, let me clear my code and write only the main keys here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm asking command module first go and check does this folder exist or not. Okay, because my intention is to create this folder. Create this folder. And understand one thing, guys. When you run this task, okay, when you run this task, they will give the error. I don't want to give the error, so it's always sometimes good practice to write error handling here. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing is here, what I want, guys, this task only run if this task say you have to run. Okay, so technically, how I come to know this folder exists or not? So let's do one thing. Okay, you guys know one concept in the Ansible. Whenever you run the command, you can store the entire output of this command in one variable. So output of this command is stored in one variable called x. Okay, let me start from here. Let me comment out all then. Or if you don't want to comment and if you want to run the Ansible, don't run this task for some time. So you can use one more keyword, it's called when. And when false means, false means condition not right. And guys, whenever you give the condition not right, they never go inside this code. So this is also one of the way in the Ansible or other languages also to tell not to run this block. So rather than I comment out this line, I can use when false means don't run this. Because I would have to check first this one, what will come up. And let me do one more small thing. Debug where equals to x. I want to print the value of this x. Let's see what happened when I run this code. Okay, when they run this code, my entire code terminated. Reason is very simple. Because guys, whenever you run any command and the command fail, and why they fail? Because the directory doesn't exist, and if the directory doesn't exist, you can't use ls command. So if the command module fail, so entire code fail, nothing will happen. Okay, so for this case, I can use ignore error. Yeah. So at least my this command run, at least I can store my output of this command. At least I can go to next task, so I can print the value x, or I can control my next code. Okay, so now by chance the directory was not exist, so they give me error, but because of my error handling, they ignore. I go to my next module, right? They print the entire value, and this value coming from this command. The important thing for us is we run this command, and important thing here is the return code or the exit code. And by looking at this code, we can very easily see this is not zero. It means this directory is not exist. Now we can use this concept. Now what can we say? What can we say? Okay, if this directory won't exist, the value of x.rc key is not zero. And if it's not zero, it means directory not exist. If directory not exist, then I can ask my this task to run. And how we can control, guys, I already explained this concept. So here instead of when I can say go to x variable. Inside the x variable, we have one more variable called key is called rc. And if its value equals to zero, it means directory exists. In this case, don't run. Okay, so I want to check in the reverse way. So just go and check for not equal to. So if which value is not equal to zero, it means directory won't exist. And if directory won't exist, then only you have to run yourself. It means you have to create this directory. Okay, and in this case, normally, guys, because this task always run when directory won't exist, so there's no error come up. So there's no meaning by chance in this case to use ignore error. So we can remove that ignore error also. Now what happened, guys? Finally, what happened when I run my code? Now you can see command module is look like command module is look like idempotence. First time when I run this command module, they run with the orange color. Okay, and technically they create a folder for us. Sorry, there's no error. Folder created. I can see folder created. Okay, but if I run the same module, same playbook, I say, okay, even though I use command module, I'm not using any pre-intelligent module, right? But they see this time, and they see because this task is already done, so I will skip this task behind the scene, and I'll keep on moving to the next task. Sorry. So this is one of the example, guys, to just to elaborate or just to explain you that a lot of time you might see some module or mostly the command module doesn't have a support of idempotence, how you can plan the idempotence nature for that module or that particular task. So we have to use when clause, or maybe take the help of other guys who will first check the the sometime we have to upgrade the firmware, sometimes we have to export import the databases, sometimes we have to create a backup files. Okay, so we can check if backup file already exists, don't do this, right? If data already imported in database, don't run this. Sorry. So this kind of plans we can do here. The only thing is, if you want this guy to be add importance, we have to use somebody check condition. And if somebody will check the condition, you have to write some more extra task who will cross verify this guy. Okay, that's the only thing we have to do. So guys, this is one of the small discussion. Maybe some of the example you guys might use. Okay, let's move to a concept called main topic for today's called vault. But guys, by chance one more topic come in my mind. Very small topic. Let me cover this related to command module only. Okay, for example, in the Linux, there's some kind of by chance guy, this is called command prompt. It's also known as shell prompt. SHEL, shell prompt. Okay, and guys, there's a lot of cell specific features we have. for example there's one file, and I'm taking this example randomly. There's one file called etc passwd. Okay, and by chance this is one of file in the Linux that contain usernames. So all the users that you have in the computer, for example, root is one of the user we have, or account we have. So in my system, this file contain all the usernames. For example, in my case, I have a user called Vimal, I have the user called Chris. If you go up, I have account or user called root. Okay, so this file guys contain all the account or the username in the Linux. And every line is one user. This one user, the second user, third user, and this file contain guys the username. But somebody asks you, can you please help me to count the total number of user? So pretty simple, guys. I can count the lines. One, two, three. The total number of lines equals to total number of accounts in my computer or my Linux. And how can you count? There is one command available in the Linux called wc hyphen l. L means count the line. But technically, this is the different command, and this is the different command. So what I have found the output of cat command means entire output go to second command. And guys, this kind of connectivity, normally in Linux, we use a symbol called pipe. It's a keyboard symbol. So what this pipe will do? They will give the count. So the output of this command go to this command as input. And this will keep on counting line 1, line 2, and give me total 50 lines we have. It means technically we have 50 total user in my system right now. Yeah, let me check. You guys might know this for command. This command will create one more new user for you. You can verify by going this file. So there one more user will create in the file called check1. And now again, if I count total 51 user we have in the system. Very simple basic things. Maybe who know Linux, they might know this command. But the important thing here is, right, cat is a command, wc is a command. And if you want to run a command, We can use the command module in the Ansible if we talk about. But if some command contain this kind of symbol, this symbol is not a command. It is one of the facility or the feature of the command prompt. And this command prompt is known as bash shell, or I can say shell prompt. This is a facility of your command prompt. It means if I run, if I run, let me create one code again, and I'm running this code in the IP again, let's say 155. 155. Am I running the task? And task is my command module. And command module, I am running a command called cat slash etc pass wd pipe symbol w7l. Okay. If I run this command in the command module, let's see what happens. And by chance, I am running this command not in my own computer. I'm running in a different computer. So the total number of account we have in IP 155, they will show me. But if you see here, the error come up. Even the command is absolutely right. The command is absolutely right, even though, let me copy paste the command and run this command IP 155, or maybe check here, running good. No challenge. But same command, if I run from the command module in the Ansible, they throw me this exception and try to tell technically, you know what this output is trying to show you, that you are using a command module. Okay. And command module support the commands only, but command module doesn't support this special symbol of your shell, of your terminal, of your black screen. Okay guys, that is a one of the limitations you can see in the command module. Okay. And this is not only the symbol, right? If you know Linux, there are a lot of other symbol also we have in the command line. We have pipe as a symbol, we have greater than, we have double greater than, we have less than. Every symbol has some meaning in the Linux command. For example, if you want to create a file and override the content with this, use this. We want to append the content in the file, we use this symbol. So these are shell features or shell commands. And most of the time we have to use this shell feature in the Ansible. And technically you have to use this feature with the command only. Okay. And if you use the command, then command module doesn't support. So in this case, guys, we have one more module that work exactly like command module, but only difference is that module will support these features as shell features. And by chance, the name of that module is shell. So technically shell and command module same. You can run almost all the command with the shell module. Shell module, but shell module give you extra facility. Extra facility, they give you support to run the extra feature of the terminal. By chance, the very small limits in the shell module is they're comparative little bit slow than command module. Why they slow? There's a technical reason for this. I'm not discussing right now. There's only difference. So we always recommend to use command module whenever and wherever the possible we have the command module. But if you have command with some special shell symbol, then you have to use shell as a module. Okay. Now, if you run this code, it will work fine. So some guys are asking me from some last couple of days, what the difference is shell module and the command module. So that is a main difference, and there is a use case where we have to use shell module. And which output doesn't come up, you guys know. In the Ansible playbook, they never print the output. Register the output in one variable, and we can use the debug module to print it. There's a different point. Okay. So that's all, guys, about this small topic. It is not at all related to Vault, but normally if you write the playbook, these are some basic common things we have to use a lot. But let's come to our main topic called Vault. So, guys, to explaining you the concept of Vault, I was using a meal module. Okay, so let me start from here. The same example. So in my guys last class, I have used a doc of meal. Okay, let me copy my code from here. And my intention, guys, here is to send the mail to the from my Gmail account to somebody account. Okay. So for this, let me copy this code. Okay. And let me write mail or m.yml. And this is the code I have to run. And because you guys know, this is the one of the server that we don't have a control. So we have to use their internal, technically actually known as API or mail protocol. So to run my code in my local host in my own computer. And the task that I'm going to run here is the is this task. And name of the module is mail module. Right? And this module has a uh, some these attributes. And what this attribute will do, I will explain to you. So technically, I'll run my code in my own system. I am the control node. Control node behind the scene contact to mail server of Google, and the URL of the mail server is this one, the port number, and tell that I have my account in the Gmail, and right now I am using my one of my official account called linuxworldindia.org. This is a one real account I have, and what a password I have. So from this account, after I log in to your mail server, so by the time I'm bypassing Gmail actually, I'm directly contact to mail server. And how the flow work, I already explained in my day before yesterday class. And from here, I am going to send a mail to one of the account. So for example, one of the account I'm going to send a mail is called vdaga. It is one of my official account. So technically from this account, I'm sending a mail to this account with subject called hi Vimal. And the body is from Linux world testing, something like this. So pretty straightforward. Nothing special here. Okay. Only thing I have to use my real password. And here the challenge come up. Let's say my actual password of my account is my pass. Okay. But you know what, guys? You just think in this way. You think in this way. Right now, let's say I'm doing a online training here, and I have to use my actual password. Okay, to demonstrate this code. And plus I have to also show the code to you, explain the code to you. After explain the code, I will save the code and run it. Obviously when I run this code, it will fail because my password is wrong. So you know what I have to do, I have to put my actual password, but I don't want to share the password to you. I don't want to set the password to you. And if I use the actual password, then only I can send the mail. Okay, to solve this problem, very simple problem right now, right? But to solve this problem, the one of the approach I can use is one of the approach I can use is, and the intention is either have to share my code, I have to open my code again and again, but I don't want you can see my password. That is my intention in the terms of security risk. So this is my security risk if I show password to you. And without password, the code won't work. I show you already yesterday in my last class. Let me very quickly I show you. If I run this code, it will fail. And simple error is authentication means your password is wrong. Very simple. So for to solve this problem right now, just one simple problem. There's some more, but if you solve this problem, one of the simplest approach I can use is okay. What can I do? I can create one variable. Okay, and let me create one variable with the name called u. And here I give my username, this one. Copy, sorry, and I create one more variable called p. And here I give my password like this. And again, I know it's visible, but I'm just going to step by step here. And because I will have to use my username here because this is my main attribute. And by chance my username is in the u, so I can pass u as a variable here, and I can pass p as a variable. Same code, nothing is special. But I just parameterized my value of username in the password attribute, and I put it here. And if you see the output again, same output come up. nothing special, because my password is wrong, because I don't want to share my password to you. Okay, password is wrong. I'm just checking my syntax. So here again they give the same kind of error. Okay, so now I convert my code in this way, but I know in this entire code the most critical thing is my password, maybe my username. So better, what can I do? I can use one more approach here. Rather than I put my username password here in this file, let me do one thing. Let me create one more file. Let's say my secret dot YML file. So let me create this file and put my username password here. With U contain my username, P contain password. So now from onward, my username password is included in this file, in a different file. And because this is a file that contain my username password, and if you want to use this variable, okay, from different file, you guys know how to include a main file. So rather than pick my username password here, I'll tell my where's underscore files keyword and say I have a different file altogether. I think it's where underscore file, different file altogether. So I want, please go to this file and all the username password you have in this file, retrieve, and wherever you want to use it. Okay, let me again check my code one more time. Sorry, code one more time to see the syntax. So then there's some error come up. Why the error come up? Sorry. And guys, if you notice, very interesting thing, I don't want to open this file by chance, while doing a coding, while explaining, sometime happen. I wanted to open this file, but suddenly my very secret file open where I keep my password open and somebody see my password. This is also one of the mistakes we do. And we also, I'm going to also trying to show you how to resolve this with the concept called vault. What I mean by this, I will explain in a minute. But let me open my main file, my.yml. Why we have a error is where's underscore file or what? Is right. Task is where's underscore file, I think. So guys, till here we know. But there's a new, not new syntax come up till now. I just want to understand the use cases. Okay, and use case is right. Again, the error come up, it means my code working fine. Use case here is that you have to understand till now is I want some password here of a mail account, my database password. This code I have to keep on opening in front of you again and again and again to explain you, or this is not a training. I am one of the developer working in the company in a team. I have created this code and by chance accidentally I upload this code in the GitHub, because this is very common practice of the developer. They, as soon as they write the code, they push the code and store somewhere on the internet, or by accidentally I mail this code or share the other team, so they might see my password. There might be something accident might happen. So it is always good practice. If you have any password, any kind of credentials or credit card information, right, don't store in your main code. Like intensely or unintentionally, this might be shared by some other guys. Okay, store this thing in a different file. Okay, benefit is by chance if you open this code by explaining that I'm doing here, or you share your code to somebody else. Okay, you won't accidentally share your credentials. Right now this might be not so much important account, but for a company, some corporate, some account may be very much critical. Maybe they have their database account password very critical. So I arrange my some password variable in another file. That already the syntax we discussed already, but this is the one of the scenario I would like to discuss. But this scenario also has some flow, and that is the main topic for today. To solve that flow, I will explain why this scenario has a flow. We have to move a topic called vault. Okay, but let me guys show you. And now, because now I know my password is located in this file, so in my today's class, guys, I'm not going to open this file in front of you. If I open my file in front of you, you will see my password. But to showing this this output and to showing the practical that my mail is sending, there's no error come up, I have to update my real password. Okay, but after update the real password, I won't open the file to you. because you can see my password. Why I'm emphasizing in this line again and again? There's reason when I go for Vault, I will relate my this line here. So if I want right now, you won't able to see my password. One of the way that I can use in this live training is I can stop sharing. So guys, my screen has been stopped. I feel you guys won't able to see my screen. And I'll open this file, my secret environment file. I go to p variable. I change my password to my real password, and my real password is something that I can't share with you. So I update my guys file. Okay, I update this file, and again I'll go to my uh, this meeting. Okay, I'll again share my screen to you. You know what I did? I just go to this file. I don't open this file. I don't actually also open this file, but I update my this part of this file. Now this file contain my actual password of my Gmail account. Okay, now interesting thing is, if I want to do some changes, I want to explain the code, I have to only open this file. So by chance, if you see this file, nothing happened. You won't be able to see my password. Or by accident, I've shared this file, nothing happened. Nobody can see my real password because I won't share this file and I won't share open this file to you. But if I run this code, my code automatic go to this file, retrieve the password and log into Gmail and send the mail. Send the mail. Let's see. So guys, I think my voice is actually by chance I forget to enable. So nothing you miss, guys. 1 minute. So technically my password were right, but you know, guys, in Gmail, by chance I got this error. I don't think so because my username and password I've tested my username and password is right, and I write the right username and password in this file. The error has come because maybe of one other reason, right? By chance, you know what? Gmail has a mail server. I explained the guys concept in last class, mail server, and it is written in the mail server in your account, whatever account you created. Okay, if you want to use the mail server of the Gmail for your account, right, you have to only use Gmail web application. Which application? The guy, this is known as this where it is. This is known as Gmail web application. Okay, so you can use here to compose the mail, and after compose, you can send the mail where you want to send. Okay, so it is written inside your account in the Gmail server. But you know what I'm doing here? I've created my code in Python, maybe in Ansible, maybe Ruby, some of the language. And code is something also known as app. So technically what we are doing here, I'm using my app directly to send the mail directly to the mail server by my account. Okay. So this feature is by default disabled in the Gmail from some years. So none of the guys can directly create their own app in JavaScript, PHP, or some other languages to directly contact to mail server of your account. Okay, and in the Gmail, it is known as secure app feature. So they say we don't allow the app; we only allow secure app, and Gmail is one of secure app for us. So if you want to test, guys, your Gmail account by your Ansible code, or maybe with Python code, or maybe other language code, okay, you have to disable this feature in the Gmail. Okay, by chance this feature in Gmail, maybe not other mails, so you'll see it. So what I'm doing right now, if you after you log into the account, and if you search Google or Gmail secure app, something like this feature, if you search with this name, you might see first link like this less secure app. Okay, 1 minute. Let me share this search string to you. And if you click here, by chance you are already logged into your account, next tab you open, you say in your Gmail account, okay, do you want to allow less secure app? For example, whatever app we create from Ansible is less secure app according to Gmail, right? I say yes. Okay, so this is the one of the thing you have to do if you want to test this facility from the Gmail. Okay, so now it means anybody who have this login and password of this account, maybe Ansible or Ruby or PHP, they can send the mail from their own created apps. Okay, I think this error might be because of this. Might be. Okay, so let me run my code again. Let's see. Again this error come, guys. I don't know what's the other reason. Let me, guys, very quickly, let me again stop sharing. Maybe I've given wrong password in my file. Just give me 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Password look accurate. Account is Linux World India .org at Gmail. Password also look accurate. I don't know. Let me check one more time. uh, is right. I don't know what kind of error it is. So what I'll do, normally, guys, in Gmail, according to Ansible perspective, everything is good and right. Good and right, I can say. Normally in Gmail server, they keep on changing some facility and feature maybe. So guys, I'll check this code why is not working right now. Okay, but this output is not by chance dependent on my today. So I just want to show you this. This will send the mail. So let's consider let's consider this code work. This code work and the mail send. This code always work, guys. Maybe recently they might change something, but 2 months ago I used the same code in my other training that were working great. But let's consider this code work and they use my user and password and send the mail just for a while. Consider otherwise I in offline and see why this error is coming. Okay, from this email. So now important point here is okay, where I can explain you what is going on here. Okay, so guys, in this example we have one very critical security flow, I can say. Okay, and one of the flow, guys, is in this example is okay, and that flow is scenario based, not technological based, in the terms of management based, or I can say use case based. Okay, the issue, guys, we have here is okay, this code contains some critical information. That's my password or maybe database password, and we know we have to open this code, we have to write a code, maybe we are typing on the desk and somebody might see my code, they can see the password. This is called shoulder hacking. Something like this. So I keep my all the confidential information in this file, so nobody can see my code in any of the cases. By chance they can see my confidential data. And that is always good practice, guys. Always keep your confidential data in some other file, include the file, and keep on focusing main code. In this file, whatever variable you use to store your confidential data, call that variable here the way I called here. That's all you use. Okay, and guys, by chance this code, this error might be because of this one. Maybe let me check one small thing. Even this code is always work, but they might change something by possibility. But let me use my variable in this way. Maybe very quickly check, but that is not at all important. All right, the error for with respect to today's topic. Okay, so and, guys, finally, it is good practice to keep your confidential data in this file. But in maybe there might possibility, you know what happened, guys? When you create a code, it's not one single playbook you write, multiple playbook you write, or multiple other variable files you also have. Okay, and you know what happened? Normally, there's one project come in the company, and you might have a group of 5 guys in a team. You working together, working together. Or maybe one of the guy in a team, maybe he is the manager. Manager is the one who know, he's the only one who know the password of my account or password database. Password the database. Okay, but other team member will have to work in the project. They'll write a playbook for multiple different tasks. So manager guys can't share this task to other this password to other team members, but other team members have to write the code. Maybe this is the member who would write the code for mail server. Interesting thing is interesting thing is what manager can do. Manager say, I know the password, so what I'll do, guys, understand this scenario, what I'll do, right? I create this centralized or variable task file to you. In this file I create a variable called p. A variable p, I put my password that I only know in this file. Okay, and give this file to you. You as a team of member, let's say you are my team member and M is my manager. Okay, and I'll tell you one single thing that if you want to use a password, I won't share to you, but I will give my variable name, and that variable name you can use directly here where you want to use. Okay, now interesting thing here is, right, in this scenario, right, this team member right now in my current case, right, if they want to see the password, simple, they will go and open this file, the way they will. Okay, by chance the now it's work. Now it's work. The mail sent. Now it's working great. And there was an issue of my double quotes. But if they want to see my password, they can very easily go and cat the file externally or externally and just see the password. But in this scenario, in this scenario, manager want to share the password with the variable. Okay, but manager want nobody can open this file and can look the password. But they can use the password in this file. Oh my god, guys. This is the accident I'm talking about. I have to change my password. I don't know, have you seen my password or not? I'll ask my team member. Yeah, so anybody here, my core earth guy, so please message to Vikram, ask them to change this password. Okay, this is accident I'm talking about, right? So so by chance, guys, somebody accidentally or want to see the password right now, they can they can open the file and see it. But in this entire scenario, and guys, this is very common scenario, right? Scenario is big, but if you want to solve this scenario, very simple, right? So may I say I will give this file, give this file, and keep the password in this file in some of the variable, and and wherever you want to use this password, you go and use it. That's what. Just go and use it. Okay. But the developer over here can go and see the password. So you know what I would like to do here. Okay, if manager want to say I don't want my other member can go and see this file by opening this file with cat or vi command, but they can use in the code. Okay, so what manager has to do in this scenario, okay, manager has to provide this file. Obviously you have to provide otherwise how they can use, but manager has to log this file. And guys, if you want to log this file, all right, normally you can think in this way, you have to create a one box. In the box, we have to log the entire data. Data means here P is available with some password, U is available with some password. So inside this box, we have to log the entire data. And guys, if you want to log some data, you have to always use some kind of key. Okay, so what manager will do, manager will create this box and they log this box with the key and keep the key with them. And because manager has the key, nobody will open this box without this key. And guys, by chance, this box is technically known as a vault. Okay, here the use of vault come into play. And that is actually use case where we have to use vault, because when I further give you further demonstration in this example, a lot of guys confuse mm, in this kind of demonstration why we need a vault and why we need a key. We can do in this way, we can do in this way. Why we have to do? But if you take this as an example, a very relevant example, okay, you come to know it is very much logical to have a vault, to have this log, and this log is only keep with the manager. A manager one who let's say they don't write the code, their team member is the one who write the code, but their team member want to use the value, but without giving the value they can use it. Okay, and maybe one of the scenario, maybe now by accidentally guys, in this case guys, by chance I accidentally open this file, you guys might have seen my password. Technically this account is, I know this thing might come, so this account is not again so much relevant, we don't have so much relevant data in this account, but maybe mm, accidentally this happened, I open the file. So in any of this scenario, or maybe actually you upload all the code in the GitHub, and anybody can, your password exposed to entire world. Okay, so any of this scenario, it is always good practice wherever you keep your password or variables that has a credentials, important data, always lock it. And how we can lock? For this, we have a dedicated command program available in Ansible called Ansible Vault. And this is the first time, guys, I'm giving this command to you. Okay, Ansible Vault. But before this, I just want to show you in my last code when we run, I send the mail. So you can see in my send, some mail has sent for me to Vidaga. So, so technically, guys, without coming to this account from Vidaga, I have to send the mail to somewhere. Okay, from allo test. And why this name come? Because we have changed something in the aliases, but you can see some mail has been sent. So my mail code is working great because it's working. Okay, but only thing is that is a security flow here in this code or security risk, I can say. This file is very much in the risk. So what can I do? Okay, in this example, I can log this file. Okay, and for this, we have a command called answer word, and there's a lot of options we have in this file. In this file, so if you use for H, they show you more options, and simple option is if you want to encrypt any YML file, because we have a YML file, we have a command called encrypt. Encrypt, and which file you want to encrypt? A file called my secret YML. So technically, what this command will do, it will create one box. It's called technical vault, and they will lock this vault. Okay, and obviously, guys, if you create a box that has secure or secret box, we can say, they require a key. Key is also known as password. So I'm giving some very confidential key here to lock it. Okay, so they give me error. Okay, because they give me error because there's some syntax mistake here, I believe. And if you see the detail of this encrypt command, okay, you have to give the file name and you have to give the output file name, which file you want to create. So you do two file, you have to provide. Right, so there's a small syntax here we have. Okay, so we have to use this file, and let's say this is my secure file.yml. Now one minute. One minute is a output file for encrypt or decrypt for instant output. Copy. One minute, guys, please. The other way also to create, but I just want to show you this is one of the way through which you can create this file. So I think as output file, my password Input already encrypted. Uh, why is encrypted? So because they say guys file is already created. Technically we have to create a vault first, but we have a way uh, to let me guys show you let me show you a little other way. This also work. I think I'm missing some argument, but let me show you guys other way. So what I'm going to do, I'm first going to create a box. It's called Ansible vault. Okay. And here I'm going to create, there's an option called create. This also work. I think I missed some argument. Don't worry, just a minute, I'll check. So I'm going to create a vault first. Create a vault first means box first. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. The create. And here I ask you, can you tell me your file name or means vault name? Let's say my secure.yml is a file. Okay, so this is the simplest command I can write here. So here they're asking the password, so means it is a key. So that's all. So it is also like a file. I can store my variable here. Let's say my username u, and let me give my username linuxworldindia.org at gmail.com, and I'm giving my password also here. Let me, my password is lw123. Okay, but you know guys, the beautiful thing about this file is as soon as you save this file, it look like a normal file. Okay, but if you want to open, or anybody want to open this file, they won't see my actual data or the variable and the values. It look like a normal file, but it is, everything has been locked. Technically it is known as encrypted. See here, everything locked. Only thing that is visible is there is the Ansible word. It is encrypted. They use some encryption called AES, one of the strongest encryption. This is the value they can see. So by accidentally, if somehow open this file, they can see this data. This is a complete lock, or I can say encrypted data. But inside this data, I have my real data. And obviously, I put my all the login and password in this box. Obviously, I won't use this file. Just this file I use just for demonstration. Obviously, this file contains my real password in the text format, or I can say in the clear format. So let me remove this. Okay, so this file contain the box. So nobody can see this this file real data. Okay, or nobody can decrypt also. Okay, like some kind of hacking attempts. Okay, but but maybe if I want to open this file, so in Ansible Vault we have one options called edit or view. So I want to open this file, I can use a view command. So I can say Ansible, I would like to view this file. View this file. Okay, so if somebody want to open this file or view this file, nobody can. Because here they ask the password. If somebody give the wrong password, they give the error. Nobody can open this. And by chance guys, if you want to open a file, here I can say a word called decrypt. Log means encrypt, unlock means decrypt. You can't. But by chance I am the manager, I know my real password, so I can give my uh, sorry I can give my real password. Okay, and they may present me the real data what I put there. Or by chance if you want to edit this file as a manager, maybe my password change or want to add some extra information, I can just go and edit this information. Edit this again, they ask me password, I go edit. And while I'm going to edit here, because this is my real username password, so I want to put my real password here just for guys, while I'm just stop again sharing my screen, so I can put my real password in this file. I type my real password guys, then I save this file close, and again I'm sharing my screen guys to you. Screen to you. You know what happened now? Now guys, now you will see this is a better example. By accident, while training you, if I accidentally open this file the way I did already, that was accident actually. By chance I open this file, nobody can see what is it. Or by chance if I share this file, my group, my team in the GitHub, nobody can see my password. Nobody can see my password or my actual data. but I can use this file in my main code. So let's say this file is created by the manager, they contain actual password, and manager is the one who has the password. And this m.yaml file is a file created by my other team members. So I'll say my other team member that I have a file. In this file, we have all the variables and the password. Just go and include. That's the only thing you do. And in this file, in this file, we keep the password in the p variable, in the p variable, and you in the user variable. That's all. So manager will provide this information to my other team member. So other team member is good in writing the code, other tasks. They write the entire task, and after they write entire task, okay, then maybe in the entire task they might use some temporary account to test the account, and everything working good. Then they handle over this task to my manager. Okay, and now manager will go and run this playbook. But you know what happened right now? If I run this playbook, in this playbook we are using some variable, and this variable is there in this file. And by chance, guys, this file is nobody can read. Even my computer also won't able to read. Even though my Ansible playbook also not able to read. And without reading, how can we get the value? So by chance, in this example or in this process, this playbook fail and say we are all trying to open this file to read the value, but it is logged. Okay. So if somehow somebody also wanted to use the value and password from this file from other code, they also can't. So only guy who can able to use this value, maybe with the help of Ansible variable code also or playbook also, okay, is the one who has the password. And by chance, the password of this file is only with, in my example, to the manager. And how they can use for this guy in the Ansible playbook, if you go and take the help of the Ansible playbook, Ansible playbook, okay, they have a key. If you go up, if you go up, they have a variable called ask vault password. Ask vault password. So when you run this playbook, you asking this playbook. In this playbook, we have some file included. Okay, and that file is logged, and that is vault. Okay, so what I wanted first unlock this. So I am in manager. I am the manager. So I chance I know the password. So I will unlock that file. And if this playbook want to use that point in time, right now in this runtime, want to use any value, they will go and retrieve, use, and run your code. Right now, see, there's no error come up, and they again sending the mail. Okay, so understand one thing. Understand one thing. A lot of guys say in this demo, final demo, this is the last command. In this demo, if if you are the one who know the password and you are the one who are going to run, so why we have to log the file? Okay, so understand this scenario, guys. I am a manager. I am the one final one who are going to run the code. I am going to unlock my file so my playbook use it while running the code. So in the runtime, as a manager, for example, in this example, I am the one who are going to run. But maximum chance there's a possibility this code, main code, is not developed by you who know the password. Your team member has developed this code, or you can't share the real login and password of database accounts to that team member. You want to save it securely in some other file. This is the scenario. If this is scenario, then vault is a concept that we have to use. Not in Ansible, in other technology also there's a concept called vault, but the use case is same. And other use case is simple by accidentally just open the way I by chance happened today, or maybe you want to share this code in GitHub. Accidentally this file is also uploaded, and very commonly I've seen, even though if you keep on uh, exploring the GitHub, I can show you the multiple URL. Accidentally somebody has shared the AWS account password. You know, when I showing you the AWS practical, I show you my secret key, password key. That is there's unsecure method, right? By chance I remove that account, but if somebody get my access key, secret key, they can control my entire AWS account. I've seen a lot of guys has accidentally uploaded there because they forgot and they do get upload and push, and the entire code has been updated uploaded to the GitHub or maybe the other accounts. So normally it is always good practice while running the code. Just think which is the main credential variable stored in other file, and that other file not keep as a normal file, lock it. So by accidentally somebody try to to by accidentally somebody is shared to other guys, they won't able to see your actual credential. If that is the intention, guys, these two or three are the intentions, and this will be very commonly intention use cases, then vault is the one of the interesting thing. Okay, this is the example. Okay, but like this, there's some other options we have here in the Ansible vault. Okay, if file is already encrypted or file is not if file is already created but is not encrypted, you can use this keyword. For example, create will create new file for you. Okay. But if file already created and you want to encrypt now, you can use encrypt. I think just go and check the manual. There's a options you can find there. And if you want to change the password, you can use rekey. It will change the password for you. So these are the main options, but normally we start directly with the vault, then lock, edit view we normally do. And a file that is already encrypted, you want to uncrypt and encrypt, you can use decrypt. Okay, so this file is right now is locked, it's called encrypted. But you want to make this file a clear text, you can use decrypt. So these are the options you can use. So guys, this is the concepts about concept about a vault. Lots of extra thing also you can do with the vault. So maybe as and when we in some discussion, if we require some extra thing, maybe there's some great use case, guys, in the Ansible latest version come up. Okay, your one single file can be logged with multiple accounts. Okay, so this is also a possibility in some use case. I don't require today, but if you have something um, requirement, if you have by chance, you can ask me in my upcoming classes. We will discuss that point. Okay, but that is a main key concept of the vault explain you, and I think this mail is a great example to understand this point. So that's all, guys, for today. Tomorrow we'll go for the next topic. Okay. um, any questions, guys? If you have, please ask me. Yes, guys, I have given you some tasks related to AWS. Okay, so in my upcoming class, in my upcoming class, I will explain you, show you the task, guys. So for this, I have to first explain you some advanced concept called dynamic inventory. After dynamic inventory, I will give the solution of my AWS task. Bhavesh, a lot of core concepts of the Ansible we have discussed. Some more we have, and some more advanced topic we also have. So soon we will conclude this training, guys. Don't worry. um, how to do slicing in YML? Depend what exactly Muhammad Ajmal you want. But yeah, there is some function available in the Ansible that we can use directly in the YML, through which we can do regex slicing, lots of things we can do. I'll take some example for this. Yes, Chetan, if you again doing Ansible and launching EC2 instances, you again don't see idempotent nature there. I told you today, and today's I think the class might explain you. Not all the module of the Ansible, okay, is have idempotence in nature. So if EC2 instance is keep on launching instance again and again, so you have to write one more task beforehand, check the instance already running or not. If not, then ask the instance to run, ask the next module to run, otherwise skip it, the way I explained you my command module today. Okay, And second thing is, I told you Ansible is not actually meant for provisioning the OS. So any module that is not related to configuration management, they're not so much optimized. That is the reason I asked you, if you want to go for provisioning, the right tool is Terraform. But if you use Terraform, you can see powerful idempotent nature with respect to AWS cloud. Okay, but yeah, I think by today's lecture, Chetan, you can solve the challenge of idempotence of EC2 also. Yes, Muhammad, there is a lot of external tool also you can use. You can use to create a vault, or external tool you also use to decrypt the vault. For example, there might be use case you want to run the playbook with Jenkins. Okay, for this there is a one keyword you can use. Okay, so in the Ansible playbook, it's a great question actually you asked me. So in Ansible playbook, there is a sorry, in Ansible playbook there's an option called the option called ask vault from file. Okay, yeah, vault password from file. So you know what, I right now I use ask vault password. What I mean by this, if I'm as a manager, if I run this command, they will ask the password in my prompt, command prompt. But right now I'm as a manual who running this playbook, but normally we don't run the playbook also manually. We ask some CI/CD tool or Jenkins tools. They will run the playbook on my behalf. And though that tool don't have a capability to pass the password in the command prompt. So what can we do? For example, if you guys know Jenkins, so I will create one file for the Jenkins. In this file, I'll save my password of this vault. Okay, and when I running the playbook, who run my CI/CD tool or Jenkins run, I'll give the file location where I keep the password, and we run this file with this key, with ask, the keyword I show you. Okay, ask vault password file. So in the playbook, vault password file, your file path, that file path we put in the Jenkins, and they will decrypt this behind the scene and run the playbook for you. So pretty simple option. But if you want, I'll show you this mm, practical tomorrow if you want. Sachin, for this, if you want to run two black playbook run together, you have to include it. Okay, include one by one, or there's option called roles also you can use. Mohawk, there's nice congress from my side having a job. Yes, Vijay, we have parallel processing discussion also in Ansible. Uh, um, no, Yobab, Ansible is not using RSA. Understand one thing, guys. Whenever I talk about of data encryption, normally a file encryption, I can say, we always use symmetric algorithm of cryptography. Okay, and RSA DSA is an algorithm that we use in the asymmetric keys. Okay, so whenever you guys see any file logged or encrypted, okay, we always use encryption that is called symmetric encryption. Or in the symmetry encryption, normally we use DES or AES. Nowadays, AES is a powerful algorithm, so we use AES 256 algorithm for encryption of this vault. The vault is like a file. Okay. Under which user Ansible work while configuring the OS environment, like Apache in the case of HTTP. Right now, Rahul, Ansible right now using a root account as a user, because I'm running Ansible code from the root account. Okay, but I think you are I think you're asking about sudo concepts. So I have one class on sudo maybe next week. So I will talk more about if you want to change the privilege escalation, change the user and other things we will discuss in my next class. So guys, I'm picking another question over here. So 1 minute, guys. I've seen same question again and again. Yes, Raju, row module is different from shell and the command module. No, Prachi, you can use asterisks, right? And normally, asterisks is a facility provided by your web UI tools. Okay. So if you use mobile apps or web app, so whatever key you type on keyboard, they will present you in the asterisk form, right? So it look like the password asterisk, right? It's not asterisk or not star. They only present you. But if you go for text based, right? If you in the file, I can say normally, or in the hard disk, you can't store the asterisk. If you store the asterisk, the system think your password is asterisk or the star. Yes, Sushil will take a request topic soon, right? In my Ansible only, I'll take the request topic. Yes, I use. We have some way, some kind of extra output come up. There's some kind of debug level in the conf file we can set, or error debug also. So if you search for Ansible configuration file CFG to how to uh, increase the error debug level, decrease, or hide the errors, so you can find in the file. Or we have one more keyword called failed when, sorry, that will also help you in that part. So I'll take one small discussion on failed when. Maybe this might be useful for you. I use much by. Mission, if you use debug module to print the variable of world, they will print in the clear text. Why? Because while running that playbook, I will pass my password. So my password will unlock the vault. So that point in time, my playbook has a capability to read the clear text password or the value from a variable file. So if you use a debug module to print the variable in from the vault, they will print in the clear text. Vijay, you don't have to learn the algorithm, right? Algorithm is what is approach. What approach you have to use to solve the things. Okay. So as we forward, go ahead, lots of approach we're gonna use. And if you learn the algorithm and the concept of approach, that is the way to solve this. Okay, this kind of challenges we have. So you'll finally you'll see hundreds and thousands of algorithm you have in your hand. Vishal, it is your choice actually, what in which you are interested on. You're interested on IoT or you're interested on Android. Accordingly, you can choose, right? All the field has a great future and career, right? But depend what exactly you looking for. So that's all, guys. Then we'll learn Terraform with GCP. Yes, Keshan, Earth Learner will also learn Terraform. Okay, and also learn GCP. There are two different things, right? Both you will learn, guys. So that's all, guys. For today, tomorrow we'll guys see some more new topics, guys. Good day, take care.